welcome back. We are continuing our wedding series today, and the focus is on, guess what? This year's biggest trends in bouquets and flower centerpieces.
Yes, and Laura Cunningham, editor of Confetti Magazine, is back with us. Now, this is my favourite part of the wedding, flowers.
Really?
Honestly, yes! I love flowers. I just think it's so beautiful. No, not so much the cake. I think the flowers just really make it. They're so beautiful, special. I think there's just it makes everything so romantic.
But you can't eat them.
You can't eat them, but they are beautiful to look at. Now, lots of new trends emerging for 2017, maybe different to what maybe I had when I got married in 2015. So talk us through, starting from this beautiful one here on the right.
Yeah, this is fab, isn't it? So this is by Florist in Mayo. And
this
is an oversized bouquet, which is a huge trend for this year. So just the bigger, the better. I suppose it's a kind of a contemporary take on the posy. It's just even bigger. Like, you're not throwing this, put it that way. You might injure somebody. So this one is very kind of it's the big balloons as well, and they're all in similar shades, that's kind of the look for this year.
In terms of trend, is it
so a lot of women go for oversized bouquets, don't they?
Beautiful.
It is actually beautiful. And then we move on to this. This is really different.
Foliage.
Yeah, I love this. That's a big trend across interiors, weddings in general. It's in stationery. Everything's just very green this year. So I suppose it's less of a focus on the flowers and more about branches and leaves and beautiful kind of more rustic elements.
Okay.
So that's huge at the moment.
Is this a thistle? Is this a thistle here? Okay.
You'll see a lot of succulents in that in bouquets and in floral displays at weddings as well.
That seems to me would be a strange choice now for a wedding bouquet.
It's really popular at the moment, and actually, me personally, that's probably what I would go for.
Is it really?
Yeah, I love that. It's very natural, very rustic.
You're not married, Laura, are you?
I'm not.
No.
That's
well, God, you've so much to choose from, doesn't she? When you think about it.
I'll have it planned in a second.
Exactly, and there's so many trends and styles, as we mentioned. I mean, really, we're saying these are on trend, but then when you look at kind of the next bunch of flowers, I mean, that's just so unusual, as much as this is so unusual, too.
I think that's pretty. This is a
It's
cascading
gorgeous, isn't it?
bouquet.
It is. Now, so I'll just have to kind of show you how it goes. It hangs down the front, if you get me.
Very good, yeah.
So that's just sat into that display, but this bouquet, it descends towards the floor. So this would be great if you have like a ballroom length gown, bit of drama. It's a lot of kind of activity at the top, and then it just sort of drops to the ground.
Do you know who actually did a bouquet like this? It was Eva Longoria. She had a beautiful kind of...
Okay,
I was just going to say, it was Eva Longoria.
Did she have one flower? I'm getting them all mixed up. But I know that the cascading bouquet has always been there, but not many Irish brides go for it. They kind of tend to go...
But this is kind of would be more matched to a certain type of dress. Is that what you mean? If you had a long ball gown? Or?
Yeah, you have to take into account your dress when you're picking your bouquet that you're holding, because it's going to have to work with the shape of what you're wearing as well. So this is great if you have a big dress with a bit of drama in it.
And then stupid question number 72. Should the bouquet that you're carrying, the bride carrying, should it all match into the flowers in the church? The flowers that are on the pews, or do you just do your own thing with the bouquet?
Well, I think it needs to be a central theme, doesn't there? Essentially,
a theme. That's what I was searching for. Yes.
Very good. This is unusual. I like this one.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And then, of course, we have to talk about brides and their budgets. Because a lot of them decide that maybe they want to spend a lot on flowers, and maybe when they realise they don't have it, they have to pull slightly back, which is just the way it is. And there's certain things that have to move on a wedding. And if flowers are your priority, then go for it. But if they're not, and you want something a little simpler, maybe this could be the best option.
Yeah, I mean, this is a small display, but you could have big, massive displays on a few of your tables and smaller displays on some of the rest of them. This is a gorgeous little one by Wedding Flowers with Love, and it's very in the wooden box, very rustic.
This is described as rustic, yeah.
Yeah, which rustic is, of course, a huge trend for weddings in the last few years, and it's just kind of freshening up every year with a different take on it. So you could kind of go really vintage with the rustic thing, or very kind of industrial and cool.
Exactly. And then, of course, you've got kind of, we're moving into spring-summer now weddings. So would this be a spring-summer wedding trend? Because I see similar kind of themes in terms of flowers with this other one as well.
Yeah, so these are both by Wedding Flowers with Love. So this is a good example of what Simon was saying, of having your bouquets and the flowers that you're going to be holding coordinating with your reception flowers.
Oh, I see. So these are for the reception. And
you see.
He's all over it.
Yeah, exactly.
What I like about this one here, Lisa, is the tree bark and that. That's like the rustic one.
It's cute,
that
is
very cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that a lot. Now, of course, if you want to go really dramatic, this is so beautiful.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is amazing. And I think what's so special is all the different colours and textures, not only the beautiful gold in the middle as well, and then you've got the bottom piece too. Tell us
fabulous,
about
isn't it? So this, like we were saying about having, some really dramatic displays dotted around your room. A few of these, you wouldn't even have to have them on every table, but even 5 or 6 of those around the reception area would be amazing, wouldn't it? It really is. And drama in general, any kind of big displays, it's a huge thing this year. People are really going all out with their decor.
Now, this particular lady, which is Wedding Flowers by Josephine, is actually my florist. She did my flowers 2 years ago. And she did an incredible job. And I just think that the displays is so unique. I mean, if you were going for a woodland theme, I mean, there's even little feathers in here. Look, little feathers.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It really is.
Is it the kind of thing as well with, you know, we were talking, well, I was talking about the cake earlier on, but is it kind of, your budget is your budget. If you want to spend a couple of hundreds, you can. If you want to spend more, you can. Is it that kind of, whatever suits your budget?
Absolutely. I mean, particularly with flowers, you could spend, you know, an enormous amount of money. You can be a bit clever with it, though. So there are things you can do. If you choose flowers that have bigger blooms on them, you need less of them, less stems, they call it. So you can, a bit of imagination, talk to your florist. And
exactly. And when you're going for something that's quite dramatic, isn't it?
It all has to tie in with the dress and with the table dressings. And
if you were doing it again, what would you go with, Simon? Would you go woodland like Josephine's, or would you go...
If I was to choose one of these, I have to say I like these. I like the bouquets, or this one here maybe.
Okay, all right. We're not finished.
Laura's gone rustic.
We're not finished.
Okay,
Now we've loads more to go. We have one more.
Don't Miss Daisy Florist at the end there. So touching on the woodland thing, this is fairy tale vibes, isn't it? This is like creating a wedding wonderland for yourself.
Princess wedding.
Yeah, real princess wedding. I love this. And the bouquet is by Miss Daisy Florist to match as well. So this is a lot of the hydrangea and the really kind of pretty pastel colours. I just name a bride that's not going to love that. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. And I think that's a trend that's going to be here forever, really. That really kind of princess vibe.
There's so much to choose from. I mean, really, you can go all out in all the different colour schemes, but it's about what you want at the end of the day, isn't it? And florists are very good and very kind in terms of coming and adhering to your budgets and what maybe.
Yes, for sure.
Because a lot of brides don't really know what they want. I know my own cousin is terrible. I think Josephine's even working with her on her own wedding, and she can't make a decision. And it's really hard because there's so many different colours and textures.
Yeah.
I mean, would you be able to make a decision?
No,
I would go with Josephine, because I know Josephine well. She did my flowers so beautifully. So yes, but I mean, in terms of colour schemes, I probably would go. I liked the minks and the soft pinks as well. So I like everything. That's the problem.
That's my problem
Where
too.
do
I want
we
it all.
start? Are you going to give me a flower? Do you think we could pick one off? And maybe.
Do you want me to put one in a buttonhole?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to ruin them. I'd be afraid of my life to go near it. I'd break it. I'd break it.
And Laura, listen, thank you so much. Confetti Magazine is really the one-stop shop where everybody can go to find out all their bridal details, especially flowers.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you, Laura.
Beautiful. Fabulous. All right. Now, it's moving on from flowers, because next week in our wedding series, we're going to be turning our attention to bridesmaids and the biggest trends in colours and fit in dresses this year.
Beautiful.